It was revealed this week that Fulton County prosecutors, led of course by Fulton County DA Fani Willis, have decided that they are not going to be offering plea deals to Donald Trump, Rudy Giuliani, or Trump's former chief of staff, Mark Meadows. Those three individuals are officially, as of now, out of the running to even consider receiving a plea deal from the prosecutors. This is massive. You may think like, oh, okay, so they're not going to get plea deals. So what? No, so what? Like, that's everything, folks. These three men, Trump, Giuliani, and Meadows, are effectively the ringleaders of the entire scheme to overturn the results of the 2020 election. There's actually one missing from that list, and that's John Eastman. Eastman has not yet been offered a plea deal, but he is asking to be tried separately, to be tried earlier, and to move up the deadline for a plea deal to earlier next year. So Eastman, I think, wants a plea deal. He just hasn't been offered one yet. I do believe in the end he will be offered one, because the deadline for plea deals to be offered is June of 2024. So there's still a chance that people like Giuliani and Meadows might be offered a plea deal, but the fact that right now prosecutors are the ones saying that it's off the table, again, is a huge deal. Here's what it tells us. First of all, it tells us that all of the legal experts have been wrong. Legal experts and analysts, myself included, by the way, although I'm not an expert, all predicted that Fani Willis didn't want to have a bunch of trials, that she didn't want to have a bunch of defendants. She only wanted to have one, Donald Trump. Clearly, that's not the case. She wants to have at least three of them, Trump, Giuliani, and Meadows. So everybody, including myself, we were wrong about that. But it also tells us that she thinks, and her team thinks, that they have enough to be able to secure convictions against these individuals. And, more importantly, not only enough to secure convictions, but that they've already gotten enough to where they don't need these men to cooperate. That's the key. That's why this is so significant. They either have evidence that already existed, or they've gotten enough evidence from the people who have taken plea deals to say, you know what? We don't need these guys. We can get them, and we're gonna get them. That is why this is such a big deal. Now, if these three men, of course, are convicted under Georgia's RICO law, which is what they're all indicted under, that does come with a 5-year minimum prison sentence. Minimum being the key word there. They cannot be sentenced to fewer than 5 years in prison if convicted under that law. So Giuliani, Meadows, and Trump could spend 5 years in a Georgia state penitentiary. Now, that's obviously putting the cart before the horse at this point. We've got to get there first. But the fact that they have said plea deals for these dudes are off the table kind of tells us that they may have a lot more than we know about. They've gotten a lot better cooperation than we know about. And these men are probably screwed. Ring of Fire has fresh content 7 days a week, so if you want to be reminded about it, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the little bell to be notified every time a new video goes up.